Listen, it's time that we take a stand to defend your position from all those smart rip-off scams who just come to take a bite and make their own decision and boast to the world that they are the reigning champs. While your friends them happy had times they were going through, they still wouldn't help you out if you beg them please. But woe unto them, little do they know that a good name is better than great riches. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come. Sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, ever let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your support, right here by your side. With my arms around you to wipe your weeping eye. Let you down, oh no. I'll always be your support, right here by your side. With a big festival to wipe your weeping eye. Let we go. If you feel the pain like me, feel free to say I love my country.
You're singing big philosophy after year. Why don't you do like Inspector and sing something with humor like me, neighbor? You're a man meeting a woman is a very serious question in this era. It is not something to make fun, to make you jump up and down in the man's grab. Because when the carnival over, we still need a brighter day. When we can dance this soca, our problems won't go away. Domestic violence, we're still a prevalence. The question of incest, we still have to address. Yes, we gotta think about a woman's future. When the carnival over, we gotta think about the nation's culture. When the carnival over, we gotta think about agriculture. When the carnival over, we gotta think about our children's future. When the carnival over, we gotta think about the nation's future. When the carnival over.
And a good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
Nation's culture.
And of course, we say a special good night to those of you joining us locally, regionally, and internationally. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Talking Points is on. And of course, folks, we'd like to say a special good night to the listeners via 92.9 Sister Isle FM out there in Carriacou as they gear up for Kayak Mass 2024. But just remember, you have to think of the children welfare when the carnival over, yeah? Folks, as many of you may have realized a little earlier this afternoon, the Sahara Desert dust is coming in heavier. Yeah, it's coming in kind of heavy. So you all would need to, who has to wear mask and make sure you have your puff and that sort of thing, huh? Don't want you all to have to be running up to the general hospital tonight and tomorrow and so on, yeah?
What's your opinion about life in Grenada?
And especially as parents, those of you that know that you have young ones, make sure you at this hour, you're supposed to make sure that you all have the puff and everything there. You all have to make sure you have this stuff there.
Express it openly. Well, my friend, I can't deny there is progress to be seen.
Yeah, change the style on them.
There are ways in which your nation has gone forward rapidly.
But so you all have to make sure you have the puff and thing. At this hour of the night, you can't get to a pharmacy, different things like that. If you know you've got children and they have asthma or they suffer with sinus problems and different things like that, other respiratory problems, make sure that you have the medication for them. The dust, the Sahara Desert dust, I know NADMA sent out something yesterday or so. It is projected to be sort of thick between this afternoon and going into Saturday. All right? So if you know that you suffer with respiratory problems, the dust will affect you. There are some people who have other problems, like they have problems with their eyes and different things. It affects their eyes and so on. Just be careful if you have to wear your glasses or whatever it is that you need to do to ensure that you can go through normally. Do that. All right? Because it is sort of thick. I saw it this afternoon. I was like, oh gosh, not again.
Let me tell you, we have come out.
I was even listening to Sister Jenny and her program a little earlier. Yes, those of you that missed Sister Jenny's program, it was on a bit earlier. So those of you that missed Sister Jenny's program, make sure that after Talking Points that you go back and you have a listener. Yes, so she was on and I realized that she had the flu and so on, but she's a real soldier. She struggled through and she made sure that she did her program. 1.5 hours. Yes, we made sure that she did her program. Nice. So make sure that we honor her by taking the time to listen in. Yeah.
We have come along.
Good night to you, Zoe.
We have a cricketer
Good night to you, Zayla.
in these
Zayla, you stop calling Uncle. Okay, Zayla. Me and you and sure my go have it out.
rights. Government incompetencies among the people's cries.
Zayla, I see you singing on stage, all kind of. Zayla, you're easy. I see you singing on stage.
Come a long
Yes, Uncle C. I see you singing on stage.
way, yet we have a long way to go.
Deshaun, Neela, and Namara. I have to find Neela and Namara one day. And good night to all of you on the YouTube. Yeah, I won't go into all the names tonight. And good night to all of you on the Facebook.
Pointed my friend at my
Love each and every one of you, but yeah, I ain't going to dip down in the name and them. Joyce, I see you out there in Trinidad. I know that you're going to tune in a short while.
because that is one of the problems we have right here.
So yes, folks, yeah, Grenada is now officially 50 years and a day. Yes, we've celebrated our 50th anniversary as an independent country. Various activities took place yesterday. The highlight of which I hear a lot of people speaking about, the drone show and all kind of thing. And that's the one that everybody talking about. And so earlier in the day, what everybody was talking about yesterday was the fact of the draconian move that was made to shut down all of the activities that were taking place and supposed to take place yesterday. I had somebody trying to defend that, but when all your son making millions of dollars off of the independence celebrations, yes, sue me. When all your son making millions of dollars off of the independence celebrations, all you come and say that kind of thing, yeah? Try and defend it and that kind of thing, right? But what was done was draconian. What took place was indeed wrong. Yeah? Grenadians, we are accustomed on Independence Day that we may stay in our community and we may have a cook. Yeah? We may put down our oil down and we would have our music, and so there are various communities that traditionally have Independence Day activities. They have a DJ come in and the people in the community get together and they show their patriotism and they enjoy each other's company. And so absolutely nothing is wrong with that, and even more of that needs to be encouraged. But instead what we had was at the last moment, and I keep telling you all, I keep having to use the term on a weekly basis now. We have to keep using the term knee-jerk reaction, because that is what we keep getting on a weekly basis with this administration. Knee-jerk reaction. Somebody wake up in the morning, as soon as they move the, you know, old people call it yampi or kakaje. Right, they move the kakaje from the eye and they go and they wash here and they come and they decide, yes, that is what we're doing today. It was not planned the day before. It was not planned the day before that. It was not part of a broader strategy. But in order to achieve a specific goal or objective that at that point in time these individuals feel is necessary, they do basically anything. So they found it necessary to go, and they actually had to call many people who got permission, written permission. They got their permission to have activities yesterday, and that was revoked from these individuals. So it's not some ghost story. It's not fantasy. There are many individuals out there who can tell you that they made preparations to have activities, fundraisers, etc. yesterday, and that was taken away from them. So when the carnival over, when all the jump up and the wine and the jam and the drone show and the march past and everything is finished, these people still have children to send to school. They still have medication to buy. They still have utilities to pay before Nawasa or Grenlec comes a cutting. They still have to face the supermarket to buy the groceries. So when you take that sort of action, and once again, who is it being taken against? The poorer people in the country, the people trying to make a little dollar, who may have gone to the credit union and say, well, listen, you all have a facility where I can get $8,000. Give me the 8,000 or give me the 10, or some credit unions have it up to $15,000 as a member. After a period of time, you can access that sort of funding. Yeah, a credit facility that they may have gone there and gotten that money. And I'm speaking here because I hear it from some people. And they go there and they get that money with the intention of when they have the activity that they would be able to repay that and still have something in their hand. And then you get a call, the permission we gave you to have said activity is now revoked. Yeah? From people who the brewery truck already dropped stuff to, and Grenada bottling, and they already get a chicken coming from country, coal or bulk buy. So they've already got their stuff. And they have it sit down there right now. And then some people, because their children making millions off of what's happening, don't care about the poor man there. Some of you need to shut up. Seriously, it might be more worthy to you all if you just shut up. Because those of us out here who know what is going on and who are seeing it with our own eyes, and eyes, not just the glasses too, I could see without it too, right? So those of us who are seeing what is taking place out there are seriously annoyed by it and will continue to speak on these things. So it is not simply a matter of, well, yeah, we give, and is that the stupid comment, and is that come back again, that dunce illiterate statement, and is that it has returned. So we pull the permission, and is that. No, you're affecting lives and livelihoods. Why is it that every decision that this group of individuals make, it's either in order to benefit them or benefit their friends or those who have already, to give those who have already more, so that the plate overflowing onto the floor and the dog still can come in and eat what fall? Why is it that every decision, are you seeing any decisions that I'm making that are seriously beneficial to those who are out there in the community and they were trying to help themselves? And so how is that decision going to help them? They didn't go and break anybody's place. They didn't go in no farmer land. They didn't go and do any. What they were doing is trying to do something the right way. They ask for permission and so, and then last minute you come and you take permission away from them. And nobody's supposed to say anything. Everybody's supposed to stay quiet. Yeah? Well, who Fred? Fred. But I know me and Fred. So I say it as it is. All you're wrong. And it was a wicked act. Yeah? So who don't like it? I can't help it. But it was wicked. And it was wrong. Yeah? And look at that. You all could have gone ahead and let people have their activities and so. The largest turnout ever. It's Grenada's 50th anniversary. And of course, everyone came out, regardless of which political party you support and so on. People came out. Because it's Grenada's anniversary. Not the NNP or the NDC or the GULP anniversary. It was Grenada's anniversary. And as such, people came out in their numbers. Because they are patriotic, they are Grenaders. They put Grenada first. Anything else, political party, who they like, everything comes after. But Grenada comes first. So people came out in their numbers to yesterday's activities. And I want to congratulate all of you that came out and you participated and so on, and you showed your patriotism. But let me say something along with that. This morning, I'm traveling on the bus, and the stations that were up to yesterday, man, every minute of the day, all you were hearing is Grenada music. You're hearing music from the 1980s. You're hearing music from the 1990s and the 2000s, the 2010s, coming up to 2024. So all you were hearing on these stations is Grenada music. And then all of a sudden, like independence finished yesterday, and our patriotism seemed to have ended for some people at 12 p.m. last night. Yeah? At midnight last night, it seemed as though some people's patriotism ended. So all of a sudden, they can't play the Grenada music again. So all you see, all the music from the different countries and so start to flood in again, because apparently Grenada's music is just a badge that you put on, like a shirt that you put on for a period of time, a couple hours, and you take it off. Yeah? So it seems like though that is Grenada's music and Grenada's culture for some people. Yeah? That is why on this program, we try to play as much Grenada music as possible. Some of it is copyrighted, which means that it affects our video when we play it. So you may realize that some of the more recent tunes, we do not play them when they are copyrighted because it affects our video both on Facebook and on YouTube. It does affect it. Yeah? So we don't play that all the time, but we play as much other, as much other music, Grenadian music as possible. Yes, we play music from other countries, but we play as more. Anybody will tell you that as much as 95% of the music that we play here is Grenadian music. Yeah? And there's a reason for that. This is a Grenadian program. We're speaking to Grenadians. And we ought to be proud of who and what we have. Who we are, what we have. And our music is part of us. So when you jump the bus and it's like the week after Christmas when school reopened and everything after New Year's and so on, you realize Christmas music ain't playing. So you're listening to the radio stations, all of them who was, oh, we're so proud and we're so proud and we're so proud yesterday. And then you realize that today they've gone into another trajectory. Because I'll tell you this, some people that I've seen jumping up about, oh, we're so proud. I've never felt so. You never felt so proud to be a Grenadian? Let me tell you my main problem with that. I'm always proud to be a Grenadian. Yeah? Always proud. There's never and has never been one moment in my life that I have not felt proud to be a Grenadian. Nobody can make me not feel proud to be a Grenadian. So when I hear some people saying, oh, I've never felt so proud. You have never felt so proud? Of people that have achieved all that this 133 square mile island have achieved. Not just in that 50 years, even if you look before that 50 years. But we can say even within the last 50 years, what our island has been able to achieve. We all ought to be very, very proud to be Grenadians. Yeah? While we had a problem with crime and gun crime and all this thing, and we have these problems and so that are cropping up because of the type of people that we are. Once proper leadership is given in relation to those issues, Grenada will indeed, how they saying it, rise. Well, Grenada in sink. Yeah, we may go higher, but we will not sink. We have not sunk, so we ain't going on rise. So no way. We up there already as far as I'm concerned. Yeah? Some people, it may have been the first time you go to the independence celebrations. Nobody could fault you for that. It's 50 years. It's a special time to go to that. There were special things taking place. A lot of people spoke about the drone show. Yeah, I mean, I've seen drone shows before. I've seen, for instance, in Jamaica, over the past couple months, I've seen in Jamaica. I know there's been in St. Kitts recently. And in fact, the one in St. Kitts and the one here, if you watch them, kind of very similar. Yeah? But nevertheless, it was excellent. We saw we saw the three leaders. Yeah? So we saw Sir Eric Matthew Gary, we saw Maurice Bishop, and we saw Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. And they were part of the narrative of Grenada between 1974 to 2024. So it tied in everything. Yeah? And the various emblems and images. We saw Karani James. Yeah? So the emblems and images that represent who we are as Grenadians. And I was glad to see that. Yeah? But when the carnival over, you have to understand that we still have problems. Yeah? That you have shortage of staff taking place on certain wards within the general hospital. That a man can be there for hours calling for a nurse. And I'm not blaming the nurses, but there is a shortage. So that man stays there and dies without a nurse being able to come and check on him. hours they call in because they have a shortage of staff. That a 4-year-old child could go to the general hospital, be sent home, be brought back to the general hospital, and while the parent of that child is leaving the hospital compound, be called back to be told that your child has passed to the great beyond. And I'm not speaking here in figurative, I'm speaking of things that actually happened over the last 48 hours within the general hospital. Yeah? Tell me a lie. Yeah, I just don't want to go into details in relation to that 4-year-old child and the other gentleman that died. Yeah? So when all the drone show and the millions are spent there, when the millions that are spent on the fireworks that you could have easily, yeah? You could have easily gone to the, you could have easily gone to the Chinese and said to them, listen, we want your help. Yeah? Our independence is coming up and we would like some assistance in relation to fireworks and so. I know the Chinese, they would have helped you. You wouldn't have to spend a cent in relation to that because they would have made sure that they assisted you. They would have loved to be tied in. They would have loved to be tied in to the independence celebrations. Yeah? And the military parade, as usual. The men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force, the St. John's Ambulance Brigade, the Pathfinders, all of the different organizations, the Grenada Cadet Corps, all of the different organizations, they contributed. And it was excellent to see them. But I had to ask myself a question. I know in past years we had other military contingents coming into Grenada for independence celebrations. And we weren't speaking about a 50-year celebration. Because I remember one year, for instance, we had the Venezuelans. And I remember the Venezuelans paratroopers coming across the Humpback Bridge. Yeah, with the war paint on and the red beret and the AKs in there. Not AK-47, that's an AK-105 or some kind of thing like that. But the AKs in the hands, coming across the Humpback Bridge into the stadium. Yeah, as part of the military parade. And they had their parachutists and so jump out and they come. And so you had them. I would have thought that the British may have had a warship in the area or something like that and ensured that at least they graced Grenada's shores for 50th anniversary of independence. I know that one year, the Chinese, they had a whole military band came down for the independence celebration here in Grenada. And I'm wondering for 50th, is it that somebody dropped the ball in relation to it? Is that what happened? I'm trying to understand what happened because usually if you speak to these different countries and you ask, you get the military contingents and so on to come into your country for something like that. But I realized that, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see them. And I'm wondering what happened. To my good folks on the YouTube, don't worry, that problem has been solved. Don't worry, that I fixed that. Yeah, that aberration from sensibility has been fixed. All right. Folks, we're going to open the phone lines. It is now 830-440-7377. Tell me. And before I go into anything further, I want to play something for you all. Because I want to play something for you all. Let me see if I could get it here. Nice. You know when I'm saying that, I kind of juking up the computer because I want to play something for you here. Nice. And for some reason, as soon as I say that, the computer there decides you want to behave bad for me. All right. Nice. Right. So I want to play something for you because I kind of want to clarify something that was said. I mean, if you are praising somebody, praise them. Yeah? Don't try to slap them in the face with the praise that you're giving them. So you're shaking their hand, but you're trying to break the fingers at the same time. Don't do that kind of thing. So let's hear something from yesterday. Break the fingers at the same time. No, let me see if I can get it from the beginning because yeah, I have it at a little lower down. So let me see if I can get it from the proper part, right? Nice.
The Honorable Dr. Decima Williams, President of the Senate. The Honorable Leo Cato, Speaker of the House of Representatives. Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, former Prime Minister and leader of His Majesty's opposition, and the self-styled father of the House. Former Prime Minister, the Honorable Tillman Thomas and Mrs. Thomas.
Now you all realize what was done there. When they're saying that Dr. Mitchell is the self-styled father of the house, that is absolute nonsense. Huh? And let me tell you why it's absolute nonsense. Back in the early 90s, I believe, yeah, it was sometime in the early 90s, Mr. Francis Alexis spoke of the person who has been longest serving in Parliament being, at that time, they would name that person the father of the House of Representatives. In other words, there is actually a motion that was passed at that point in time that points towards honoring an individual who has served longest within the House of Parliament as the father of the House. So it is not Dr. Mitchell self-styled. It is not Dr. Mitchell on his own coming out and trying to claim that he is the father of the House. If these individuals had been following Parliament all these years, and they can call Dr. Francis Alexis QC, well, now it's KC, right? They can call Dr. Francis Alexis, yeah, KC stands for King's Counsel. They can call him and ask him, yeah? There was actually a motion that was passed in Parliament at that point in time that points towards an individual who has spent that volume of time or the most time within the Parliament chamber. That person is named the father of the House. So it is not Dr. Mitchell walking in there and just saying, well, I am elder than all of you and I'm father of the House. It is not him walking in there and saying, I am here longer than the rest of you, and as such, I am father of the House. No, it is a situation where there is actually a legal precedent when it comes to the operations of Parliament. A motion was passed and agreed upon within the Grenada Houses of Parliament that states that the person who has been there the longest is the father of the Parliament. So I mean, you're coming with self-style as if Dr. Mitchell trying. Listen. Now, you saw when President Nana Akufo-Addo was speaking and so on at the Parliament chamber. You saw all of that when he was at the chamber and all of that was taking place. Yeah? You see as well when other things are taking place at the Parliament. You ever noticed something? That the Prime Minister is the one who jumps up to talk all the time. He doesn't allow the other members of his team to shine. So whether it's to talk on an issue or to move on, the Prime Minister always jumping up to be the one that deals with that. In fact, even when it came to the budget, he wanted to close the budget debate. So he not only wanted to respond to the leader of His Majesty's opposition, I don't know what nonsense that was, because it wasn't a response anyway, because he didn't deal with the issues at hand, but he wanted to be the one to respond to the leaders of His Majesty's opposition and all that sort of nonsense. Yeah? So he's always the one that wants to jump up. He's always the one that wants to talk. He's always the one that wants to be in front of the cameras speaking. And he wouldn't give the rest of his team the opportunity because they would like to get up and talk too, you know. But if the boss get up and talk, they're the hush. So he's not building a team. He's centering everything around himself. And it says a lot about him as an individual. And it says a lot about him and his leadership style or lack thereof. You look at Dr. Mitchell. Now, the motion that was moved in Parliament, Dr. Mitchell, as leader of His Majesty's opposition, could have seconded the motion. He didn't do that. Dr. Clarice Modest got up and was able to second the motion. And you see various members on the opposition side, the New National Party side, they all get their opportunity to shine. They all get their opportunity to get up and speak and to display the intellect and the knowledge that everybody in Grenada knows that every one of them have. They have the opportunity to do it. But on the other side, you realize certain MPs, they sit down, they can't get up, they can't open their mouth, they can't get to say nothing. No. Anyway, we have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night, my dear. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks.
Okay, go right ahead.
Sorry. Mr. Pierre always says that the Prime Minister is a fake. And I only really realized it yesterday. I sit and look at the anniversary at home. I see everything. I saw the Prime Minister coming, the African wear, and a shawl like he going for a queen. And the ministers and them dressed with a jacket and tie and whatever. And when I hear the Prime Minister, Dr. Kidd was there, and he, recognized Dr. Kidd was there and called to Dr. Kidd and things like that. And say he was a long-serving Prime Minister for how many years and things. Just that alone is said about Dr. Kidd. Nothing to show. But the president from Ghana is going to get the big plaque. The Prime Minister come back again with Peter Magnet, Carriacou, and Grenada. The Prime Minister preached love yesterday in the stadium. If you hear this man speak and everybody so happy, oh, the Prime Minister this and our loving Prime Minister and what. The Prime Minister has so much love in his heart. You send a letter for a sick man and this a letter for a sick man at the hospital. You tell me you don't know about that. You have so much love and you want peace and get together and things like that. You're supposed to give back the man his job, and all the people that they fired, they're supposed to get back their job. Yeah? Because he preached love and everything, and all the units was just pack up there. He's supposed to let the people go in there and have a rest in mind, because he preached so much love and so much this and so much that. The Prime Minister is a big trick. Yesterday I realized when I hear the Prime Minister talk so well, like if he mean what he says.
Well, let me ask you something. Caller?
If, listen to me, and if we don't be careful, as people say, he's coming back again. PDP, yes and no. Have a blessed night, children.
All right, my dear. But let me ask you something. I must say, and I'm speaking from a personal level, I must say when I'm speaking personally, because I want people to know that this is Sheldon speaking personally as Sheldon. I was not impressed with the speech yesterday. To me, that is part of the speech that I heard on the day before, and part of the speech that I heard last week, and part of the speech I heard early in the morning in St. Mark. I didn't find anything inspirational from the Prime Minister's message. Yeah? And again, I'm saying that is just me. Yeah? I didn't find anything inside there that I can say that I can take that quotation out and that I can tell my children that they should keep that in mind as we move into the next 50. Because our children are the ones who are going to be celebrating God's blessings upon them the next 50. And the words that we utter, the things that we do at this point in time, are already setting the foundation for that 50th, that other 50, that 100th anniversary. Yeah? So I was listening for something that would, some kind of wow, some kind of new idea, some kind of, and I wasn't getting it. It was just, to me, it was just a boring speech. Yeah? I'm sorry I even sit down and waste my time to listen, because to me, that is me personally, it was boring. It was a waste of time. Yeah? There was nothing inspirational. There was nothing that was new. Some of the statements you hear there, you heard it before, much times before. Yeah? So we heard those things before. I mean, it wasn't impressive to me. 440 7377. And for those of you outside of Grenada in North America, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. So 440-7377. Again, the WhatsApp number is still down for some reason. And I don't know if other folks are having this problem. I am having a lot of problems when it comes to WhatsApp, both in studio and otherwise. Yeah, either you can't hear callers or they can't hear you, or it's reconnecting. And if you're trying to reinstall it, I've been trying for 4 days now to reinstall the WhatsApp in studio, and it's just, yeah, you stop it, you start it, it's just not reinstalling. So I'm not sure if WhatsApp itself has an issue, but we've been unable to get it. We have a call online. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Sheldon.
Hi, good evening, my dear.
I just want to say that I find the stuff yesterday was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie. It's all about Deacon Mitchell. So he can go back in the next few years and go back to look at the movie and say that it was the best thing that happened to him while he's in government. And the people who were sitting in the stadium, it's like they was in a theater. So they was just waiting for the movie to unfold. Thank you.
All right, my dear. Thank you. And that's the thing. It's all about him. So you find yourself in St. Mark after 6 yesterday morning. No problem. You're the Prime Minister. Nobody can tell you where to go in this country. Yeah, you could go wherever you want to go. But it's all about you, the individual. It's not about the people of St. Mark. It's not about anybody else. It's about you, the individual. Yeah? So unless we came here, and let me thank you all, the Talking Points crew, because had it not been for you, the independence would have continued to be a celebration of Deacon Mitchell and the NDC. Yeah? And notice how I put it, not the NDC and Deacon Mitchell and the NDC. That is what the independence celebration would have continued to do. So I have to thank each and every one of you, yeah, for especially those of you that spoke out when we started speaking about Sir Eric Matthew Gary. Up until that point in time, undisputedly, up to that point in time, when you, the people of Grenada, started calling them out on what they were doing by ignoring the father of independence, Sir Eric Matthew Gary, when you all called and you gave the stories, when you all called and you gave the testimonials, when you all called them out on it, all of a sudden they start to change and they start to include him. And they were not including them in anything. Yeah? They were not including Sir Eric Matthew Gary in anything. Like they was afraid to even call the man's name. Yeah? And then we realized, Papa, yo, they do easy. Yeah, we realized they reached yesterday. Yeah, they went and painted the tomb. Yeah? So again, Talking Points, let me congratulate you all because you all got them to go and paint Sir Eric Matthew Gary tomb. Although we could see that they didn't scrape off the paint on it properly. And we could see, you see in the corner here, so. Yeah, so we realize it's a rush job. We realize all you go and all you do a quick thing because we talk about it and we tell all you. But as you would also realize, they did not seal the cracks that are there. So most likely that paint falls straight through and the paint and thing, they didn't scrape it and smooth it off to give it a paint and all kind of things. So in a few months, you go see what's going on again with the whole thing. And they didn't bother with the surroundings. They just rush and they throw a lash of paint on the thing itself. But anyway, we thankful still. At least all you do a look at something for the father of independence. All right? Nice. All you do a look at something. Yeah? Nice. All right. 4407377. Yeah, they run up and they go on the thing. We know, we give all of the idea. We told all you go and all you go and put a little flower and we tell all you what to do. We know what we was doing. Yeah? All you can't treat the father independence. So look how they go at it. Watch a bomb spray paint kind of thing. They paint all over the place on the thing. My father used to say when you paint and paint drop all over the place, you can't paint proper. But anyway, right? They went and they try a thing. I don't know if they take one of them guys and them they had paint in the side of the road and thing and they go and they paint. But they try a little thing there, they try a little thing on the side there. You know, understand? Right? They try a thing. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night, brother. How are you?
Just quiet for the time.
All right. You go right ahead.
Sheldon, the show yesterday, putting on a show, they did put on a show.
Yeah, man.
It was a celebration, and they did put on a show. But Sheldon, what I'm asking is that, you know, that equilibrium of the distribution of the wealth that take place this, Sheldon, it was all party boys thing and party friends and family thing. A lot of people went out there and they got caught. I'm not dissing the show, but they get caught up with the show. But going into the belly of the thing is what you call a aristocracy. You know, where you have these people just think they're smart. And congratulating them on the show is good. But we want to know, how did other people, did the state, the people of the state really get involved in that money that was spent? Or is it a special class of people that money went to? Men form companies to suck that money. Party boys. These people are getting worse in what they're doing.
I want them sue us and say, I want them sue us and say that what you're saying there is not true. I want them try it.
Even when they stop the people from having music and things, that technique was for them to suck everything into their well. When they realized that the cry of the people, because people had plan and all kind of things, they tried to do something, but no, they did not do it, because a lot of people got stuck with what they did to the people. They stuck with their goods. The people turned away. People wanted to go to that, but people turned away because people heard that they couldn't have it again and all these kind of things. I think it was a bit of worthlessness and wickedness.
But again, it's who it's aimed at too. It's who it's aimed at. It's always aimed at the poorer class of people in the country.
Yes, they isolate the poor class of people there. And people who, you know, was depending on that event to generate some funds was disappointed, highly disappointed. And we see NDC as a government, NDC as an organization, the kind of road they're going down is not really a road to unite Grenadians. It's to create the society where you go find one set of people becoming so rich and distant from another group of people. A terrible society they created in the end. And a lot of people don't understand it. People get caught up, yes, with the glamour, the guitar and the glamour. And they see the bed of rose and people lie on it. And I'm not blaming them. But they didn't understand that there was real thorns inside of that bed of rose. And by going into the belly of it, you realize that Grenadians was just another trick or trickery played on the people. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, my brother. 4407377. That's 4407377. You know, I just wonder why is it so hard for some people just to even call Dr. Mitchell's name? You want an example? Let me see if I could find an example.
I want to, just as I reintroduce myself, reintroduce you to the National Sustainable Development Plan 2035. Let me say that again. I want to reintroduce you to the National Sustainable Development Plan 2035. Now, that plan was a plan I met. That plan was a plan I did not have a single input into. That plan was a plan conceived under another administration.
It didn't have a single input because they were never interested in what was going on in Grenada. They're busy making money as a corporate lawyer, but that is not a problem. Go ahead, you're making nice money, no props. But they were not interested in Grenada. That is why they had not a thing. And another government, you're afraid to say the words NNP or New National Party, but anyway.
That plan, as an address to the nation by Her Excellency Dame Cecile La Grenada. That plan has an address to the nation by the former Prime Minister and longest-serving Prime Minister and longest-serving Member of Parliament and current opposition leader. That plan was drafted by Grenadians from all walks of life.
Well, why it is they're just afraid to say Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell? Is something wrong with saying his name? Suppose there are people in the audience from Ghana that don't know the man's name. Call him man's name. All you can't afraid to call his name. Call his name. Why they afraid to call his name so? Huh? Something wrong with his name? It's an easy name to remember, you know. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. As I said, Ghana. It's kind of interesting though, eh? Yeah, because I heard some people talking about it. I'll come to that one. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good evening. Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Brother Sheldon, there was a wonderful movie yesterday at the National Stadium. A good movie. People enjoyed that movie. But after that movie over, the people of Grenada can compete in Martinique. Life and change. Especially the poor people, the life and change. The life are better. The health in the country do better. It remains the same under this administration. Right? And I want to say to the Grenadian people, some of them that say they feel so proud to be a Grenadian. I'd be one of the reasons why they be so proud. So when I came back for the first time, and when they look at the development of what took place under the NMP administration, they feel proud now to be a Grenadian. Right? Because of the wonderful job that this NMP did while in governance, they feel so proud and happy to be a Grenadian. So some of them outside, they know they were saying, but now as they enter into the country, they feel proud. Well, was the benefit of NMP and that the commission stewardship. So, well, Sheldon, have a better side.
All right, my brother. Thank you so very much. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Yeah, don't worry, man. I tell her later go to flower and I can't think about what you state of the man. I tell her that is how that happen. I know that is how that go on day. All right, yeah. 440-7377. That's the number for you to get on the inside, folks. Don't forget, yeah, we're still trying to get our mixer. So those of you that could help us to get the mixer, remember you can go here. Let me show you this stuff here. Right, so you could go to that pay.gotofet.com/484 and you'll get the instructions there, whether it's $5, whether it's $10, whether it's $50, whether it's $100, whatever you can donate to help us get to that mixer, because we are having problems with the mixer in studio. We do need to change it. We have a caller online. Good evening.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Good night, my bro. How are you?
How are you doing? Not too bad, my friend. I've
good,
been called for a long time.
Yeah, man. But you're there.
Yeah, but I just listening to you just play a clip there. And some people have said to me, why you don't have respect for the Prime Minister? How could I have respect for the Prime Minister when the Prime Minister don't have respect for the opposition leader? You can't say Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, you can't say that.
No, they can't call him name. Man, the former Prime Minister.
Calling him that man. Yeah?
Try to,
and some people say it's a show he put on yesterday. Because I was listening to Jenny Simon today, and the amount of thing they're doing, the amount of thing these men and them doing, all this money, 22 point something million.
But that's one figure here. One I hear in 15, next I hear in that.
500 drone in the air. Huh? 500 drone in the air to display. Yet the hospital run no medication. People can't get they can't get a salary. Yeah? Health is a problem in this country. Put people want food on the table. Nothing wrong going to the independence. Nothing wrong having independence. But it's a show you put on there because you have money in your hand. They don't care about Grenada. I say that already now. They don't care about Grenadian. They come to have shows and to full their pocket. Sheldon. That's what the men come to do. You want to adjust my prime minister, a long-term serving prime minister, a man who's the father of the house. You call him that man, and and you want people to have respect for you, and you're dividing us because you're putting NDC against NNP. As a leader, people take information from you. People look up to you. And so I say I could never have respect for this man. And nobody could tell me nothing. I cannot, and I would not. Now, Michelle and Scott?
Yes, sir.
Man, they don't care about Grenada, man. They care about the pocket. Because when you take $10,000 and give a man in his constituency, he don't run. He don't win nothing. Even though you run the US, he still come last. You give him to run the constituency. And if how much people so benefiting in that money? 10,000. How much people benefiting in that money? Man don't see that money. And that $10,000, maybe some people in Victoria will see that money. These people are not care about this country. But I'm glad independence come and he done. They go see what they made of. I meet an economist and he say, boss, how Grenada is going there, this man gonna sing this country. Think he's gonna sing it, sheldon. This man don't care.
My friend, you listened to the speech yesterday, and I hope that you did listen to the speech that was delivered by the Prime Minister yesterday. Did you find anything?
I didn't listen to that speech yesterday. I wasn't even down there,
but even I was home myself. I wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah, I don't go in that.
But the thing is that I listened to the speech. I think for your 50th anniversary of independence, you want some sort of wow factor. No, you don't expect the person to be a Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or a JFK when they're delivering a speech or a Nelson Mandela. But at least you expect a kind of wow figure from the speech so that there's something that you carry with you from that speech outside of the walls of that stadium and into your life to move forward as a Grenadian, to want to help Grenada and to move Grenada and to do things to build Grenada. I didn't get that. I think, according to somebody, the speech was AI generated.
What is the purpose of the independence?
The independence or independence celebrations.
What is the purpose of it? Is not to build the society?
Yeah.
But then he not building society. He building his party. And I understand he's alleged he buy a building and the carnage for the headquarters, floor building for the headquarters.
Well, I haven't heard that so we'll have to investigate.
Don't care about Grenada. They care about the spending to better themselves and the colleagues. You don't care about Grenada. But I tell you, an economist tell me today, he say, boss, watch another we see what Grenada made of. Under the same, that Prime Minister. Grenadian go put the head on ball. He say, hold on. He say, glad independence one. Because they have $22 million. At 22 point, what 22 point something million? Sheldon?
Well, as I said, that's one of the figures I'm hearing. Up to now, we are not even sure how much. If it's 15 million or if it's if it's 22.5, we're not even sure.
Right. I hear you say 22.5. But what to do with that? What to do with that 22.5 million dollars? What to do with that? You put some light on the carnage. You put 500 June in the air, 25, and this 22.5 million dollars. You still have money in your hand. You put that two flag. You print in a set of pole, and you put in a set of cloth and pole. And that's what they're doing. So where do you have some money gone? We have to come for this money. Because we volunteer and work hard to this country to make the sacrifice under the VAT. We work hard. We want to know where this money go. Mm-hmm. Because we're not satisfied. We cannot be satisfied. And if Grenadians sit down and be satisfied to see what is man doing to this country, maybe something has to be wrong. Is that they thief the head or they thief the mind? But he ain't go thief mine. He ain't go thief mine. I've been in Grenada. I'm 53 years of age, and I've been in Grenada for a long, long time. And no politician would trick me. The man then say, look, well, Dr. Mitchell has done so much for this country. What the man has done? You take over the country in 22. Eh? You can you put a budget out, you can say nothing you do for the budget. All you do is Kid Mitchell thing. The same Kid Mitchell, you calling Kid Mitchell. Or that man. He thinks you falling up under. You're doing everything under yes, because it's the government's the continuum. But you don't give the man no praise. No praise, you ain't praising the man.
Well, my friend, I think they believe that what they did in Parliament on the day before and what they've done with the drone show yesterday, that probably is the praise. But we're saying that these things only happened because people like ourselves called them out. They had no intention. You can't tell me that you had, since January, you've been having different activities and so on, and you refuse to mention the father of independence. You refuse to mention the longest serving prime minister. And he wasn't long in serving prime minister because he and a group of people take up guns and went and take over the parliament, you know. He was longest serving prime minister because the vast majority of Grenadians on multiple occasions, including 3 where they gave him all the seats, saw him as the most suitable, capable person to guide and lead the affairs of the state of Grenada. And they gave him the mandate to do so. So speaking about him as a former prime minister and longest serving prime minister, it is because the Grenadian people, through their democratic right, chose to make him the prime minister each time that they did so in 1995, in 1999, in 2003, in 2013, and in 2018. It was the choice of the Grenadian people.
Yeah. Not give him the mandate.
Yeah, man.
And look at it, you have to call them out and tell them about Mr. Gary. The tomb is in a bad condition. And then I see you put up a photo now showing me where they go and paint it. You see how wicked this man is, that?
Because they know I was going Independence Day and stand up right there and do a live.
Because
I said it here.
You don't know how to do good and do it not is sin. You know the grave how to paint.
Well, my friend, I think we've moved past the stage of it just being painted now, you know. I think it is a situation now where, together with the family, a plan for the development of that site as a national monument needs to take place. Whether it's encasing the existing thing in marble and putting up solar lights around it and so on so that it's lit at night, that a proper, because Sir Eric's birthday is on the 23rd, I think, of February. It's this month. His birthday is later this month. So at least that some sort of developmental plan in connection with the family, and I keep saying the family because the family has to be brought into this, so that the family together with government can come up with a plan and say, this is what we would like to do, so that you don't have Sir Eric's tomb there with just a hand-drawn Sir Eric Matthew Gary on it, but you have a proper tombstone, everything on it. So that's just my thoughts in relation to it. But that's another issue. That's another issue for another day.
If they don't want to pay the man,
but just here I said, you know what I'm
going to point out to make them call him. You think they will do that?
Man.
You think they want to do that?
And when we say talking points again, let me make it clear. Not sheldon. All of you.
Talking points.
All of you. Yeah.
But call them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my brother.
Have a good night, my brother.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Bless.
Yeah, no, we have to call them out on these things. And just remember, while they are doing all of this thing and they're spending all this money on drones and fireworks and this and that and the other, yes, it's our 50th anniversary. We want to do it in a spectacular way. And yeah, you feel good in the moment and you watch it and you say, wow, that's nice and so on. But then you get a phone call that tells you about a situation where a child dies. You get a situation that tells you that a person was there on the dying bed calling for a nurse, and they understaffed that they couldn't get a nurse. And you start to feel, oh my goodness, that's what's going on. You have the people that do the road work for how many weeks now, going on 5 weeks or what, and cannot receive their money. Yeah? You have the situation again with those people under the faith program. You just refuse to pay. Yeah? But you're able to do everything else.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night, my dear. How are you?
I'm all right.
You go right ahead.
Okay. They have all this money spending, for the independence. No, I'm not against of the, spending money for independence. That is our 50th anniversary. But look at this piece of road that break over by Artways, right, on H.A. Blaze Street coming down there. Look how long that road break over there. They have all this money making stupidness all over the place. Even the pedestrian crossing in the road, they're painting all the walls and all kind of a thing. They don't even paint in the pedestrian crosses. You have one in Calivini going down to by Control Gap going down there to Fort Judy Gap there, where we always have accidents and people are there around this area. They don't even paint that, right? And then another thing is that the people that buy the things and to go and celebrate the independence yesterday, they buy up their stuff, maybe have their little music and so on. They choose to celebrate their independence how they want to celebrate it. You can't demand everybody to go to the stadium. 50 years, and we're not seeing another 50 years again. So they want to celebrate their independence how they want to celebrate it. But like we have a dictatorship, they want to dictate to people how they want to spend their independence. Good night, Sheldon.
Well, my dear, they already want to tell you what to say, because if you speak out, about 20 of them want to jump on you and tell you can't say that and you shouldn't say that, and who is you to say that. They want to tell you about your mother, your father, your great-grandparents, your ancestors that come on the slave ship from over in Africa. They want to tell you about your forefathers and them who was running through the forest in Africa as well. That is how far back they're going when they're cussing you. Just because you gave an opinion. Yeah? It's like you can't say anything about anything in this place without some of them up in their feelings that they feel they could just come out and tell you anything they feel like. And then you have many of them, and don't get it wrong. And let me just say, let me take this call first before I move forward on that one. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hi, good evening, caller. Go right ahead.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, caller. Yes, you're live, caller. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I want to say a few things.
Yes, go right ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, go right ahead. You would not hear me on your end, but you could go right ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening.
You listen to me on the phone. You can go ahead. Yes, you could go ahead with your...
Good evening.
Yeah, we're hearing you. You go ahead.
I am concerned. Yes, I'm concerned, Sheldon, about some of the things that are taking place in our country. It seems to me that we have lost some of the qualities. We seem to have lost I'm concerned very much about the situation that particularly with regard to parliamentary democracy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, caller,
yes,
load the volume in the background because it's throwing you off because you're hearing what's taking place in the background and it's throwing you off. So kill the volume in the background and just go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, because we really want to hear what it is that you have to say.
Yes.
So take the volume off of whatever you're listening on in the background. Take the volume off of that totally.
I don't have any noise in the background.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have any noise in the background.
No, we were hearing
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know that you're hearing that part now. So just kill the volume in the background and go ahead. Yeah.
My concern is what is happening to protocol statements in our country. This, when you have a parliamentary meeting and you hear references made to people loosely using words like honorable, we are loosely using words like honorable. No, honorable should be the premise of only those who have
Okay, caller, you have something playing in the background, and you're stopping to hear what's playing in the background, and it's throwing us off. You'll have to take the volume off of what is in the background. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me better now?
No, we're hearing you, but you keep we're hearing you properly, but you keep stopping to listen what's playing in the back. Something else was playing in the back. Yeah, so you just have to turn off the volume in the back and go ahead, because you're making some valuable points and we really want to hear you. So go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
I take that point.
Yeah, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
I was talking about, and I want it to be made clear, that we seem not to know about protocol again. Our country was always known for proper parliamentary performances. The behavior patterns of the present bunch of parliamentarians leaves much to be desired. You have people referred to as right honorable, who in fact should never be referred to as honorable, particularly like Morris Bishop, for example, who took this country by force of arms, who imprisoned thousands of people without trial or without charge, who was involved, I'm not so sure about this, but it has been said that he was directly involved in torturing people. How could we have someone like that being referred to as right honorable? Especially, he suspended the same parliament that we are supposed to operate under. Parliament was suspended. The Constitution was suspended. So, in fact, we had a loose government, one who felt that they could do anything and who was quick to inform you that this is a revolution and therefore everything goes. Anything goes. People's freedoms were scantily treated. We should never allow something like that to happen and to treat that person as a great hero of our country, when in fact the hero was the one who came and built up the working class of Grenada, the one who helped the poor and marginalized people, who are the ones actually who are developing the country by their sweat, by their blood, sweat, and tears. We have to think of things better than that. I heard recently where some people were referring to past parliamentarians as right honorable. Everybody's right honorable once they serve in parliament. This to me should be the premise of those who are sitting in parliament. In addition, when we hear things being said about people which cannot be proved, but in fact, these same people are being put up on a pedestal. How can we, in our right minds, go to parliament with visitors, heads of states, including a Ghanaian, one comes all the way from Africa, and we are talking of certain people who have no part in parliament at this time, and we refer to them as right honorable and honorable. and those who should be treated with the proper regard, like the Right Honorable Doctor, the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell. How could we ignore him? And a man who has done so much for this country, a man who has transformed the country. This is transformation, not this nonsense that goes on cutting down trees on the side of the road and talking about transformation. Transformation is far deeper than that. The education sector needs to be bolstered. We need to see things done that would build our country so that in years to come, the young people, not with badges of the pin on them, but in fact, the young people will be able to look with pride at where we have come from and where we are. So I am just passing on this for what it's worth. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much, caller. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
God bless.
Yes, indeed. Very thought-provoking. 440-737. Yeah, I can't add much to that. I think he was very, very, very clear. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. I know someone has been trying to get us on the overseas line. They can call now. Yeah. Yeah. What is really transformational? Yeah. You're going to take the badge and say, okay, go in the grocery. You're going to take the badge and no. You have to instill something in the young ones, which is why I'm saying that I thought that the approach at your 50th anniversary of independence would have been that you go and you find people like Miss Pamela Steele and Miss Gloria Payne Banfield. Yeah? And some of the elder folks who were around during the period of independence, who by the time we come to the next 50, even with all the improvements in medicine and so on throughout the world, we are not certain will be around by the time we get to that threshold. But that you have them now, that you would take them, and that the oral history, not just film a video and you put it up, that the oral history would be passed from these individuals on to the younger ones, who would then be able to say that during Grenada's 50th anniversary celebrations, I sat in my class at Heinze School, or I sat in my class at Hermitage RC, and that I heard from people that sat with Sir Eric Matthew Gary about the struggles for Grenada's independence. Instead of that, you're filming video to talk about song. We have a caller online. Good night.
Hey, bro. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
That caller was on point.
Yes, man.
But we cannot be discouraged because they're only showing who they are, and when they do that, they're just showing the world what kind of divisive people they are.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things that are called, you don't have to jump all over the place. One of the other things, remember, Sir Eric Gary wasn't in favor of that jab business,
Mm-hmm.
and what they did in the cemetery there on the tombstone, I think that was a disgrace. That's not even a job started, not even to be completed. If I had to pay somebody to do a job and they do something like that, they don't come in wrong me for money at all. Because that's something like a dash splash. You know, no class, no quality of workmanship, no idea. And then go posing like Jesus Christ with your hand wide open and your Steve Buckle pants. Hey, let us stop here tonight. Take it easy. Have a great night. And as we start the next 50, let's hope that things change and we have a good foundation to build on, so we could revisit and continue building on the good foundation we had, instead of trying to branch off on this tantrum of what you call transformation that is not no way to be aspired to. All right, have a great night.
Good night, caller. I'm not repeating that. I ain't repeating it. All you easy in this place. What?
Hello?
We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, I'm Sheldon.
Hi, good night, my dear.
I want to let you know that, the myth that Grenada flag.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
breaking
died
up.
yesterday. The day of the anniversary, 50 years of anniversary. Mr. India flag. I know if you hear that died yesterday.
I'm making out what you're saying. There's a problem with your connection. I don't know what it is, but I've heard what you said.
Okay.
You're telling us about the
that Anthony
Mr. George. Yeah.
Yeah, he had died yesterday. Yeah, yesterday had the 50 years of anniversary independently.
Okay, you may have to hang up and call back because something is wrong with our connection. I don't know what it is, but something is wrong. Yeah, hang up and call back because something is wrong with our connection. I know the caller, and we do offer our humblest and our most sincere condolences to the family, the friends, the associates of Mr. Anthony C. George. He is the individual who designed the Grenada national flag. Yeah, and he passed to the great beyond yesterday. That's to tell you how much of a patriot, a wonderful gentleman he was. And he selected the day, 50 years to the day when his flag was first raised, is when he decided to depart this life, or when he departed this life. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he held on. He may have gone before, but he probably held on until that particular day. It's a gentleman that I had several conversations with in relation to the Grenada national flag and so on. And he was a very kind gentleman. I know he was a gentleman who was willing to speak to anybody. I don't think anybody could say that he came to them and he brushed them off or he didn't want to speak with them or so. It's a gentleman that, as far as I know, spoke to anybody that was willing to come up to him and speak to him and so on. And it took many, many years for him to finally get the recognition for having designed the most beautiful flag, bar none. Nobody. And let me hear you say it, Grenadians. Nobody have a prettier, more beautiful, more stunning flag than we have for Grenada. Nobody. Yeah? That is why we must always be proud of it. We can't be proud sometime and something happen. We have to be proud all the time. We've got a caller online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm quite fine. Go right ahead. You're live.
Yes. By listening to the show today, we see a lot of things which has happened and still continue to happen. If I could say along the line of politics, okay, in a sense that we don't have people who have basic knowledge, and in today's world, we could see anybody could be a politician, and that should not be the case. Not only in Grenada, but in the wider Caribbean. And then if people do not pay a close emphasis on this and try to correct the mistake which are being currently made, you will have a serious problem in going with it further on. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So because you have to look for the future. I mean, what we have very few elderly people have remained who are hardcore politicians, yeah? But it will be very nice, as I said, not only in Grenada, but in the wider Caribbean, if there's an institution could be formed and people could be coached properly and learn to do the job properly. Now, if you hired somebody we hear a lot of sentiments, give them a chance, they're going to learn. No, I'm sorry about that. If you are being hired to do a job, you're not being hired to learn and how to do a job. You understand where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I always look at Miss Emmeline Pierre. Is a lady, you could see, well, you have been very close to her, how she climbed the ladder. Like the politics has been drilled into her life. Yeah, I always look at her, for me as a woman, she's the leading female politician. I could be subject to correction here, maybe in the Caribbean. How she speaks, how she deals. You have to learn to do this thing. When you come into the forefront of politics, you must be able to do the job and not learn to do the job. You're not coming to learn. You're coming to work.
Caller, you want me to tell you something about Honorable Emmeline Pierre? She did her
You're breaking up this, Sheldon.
No, let me tell you something about Miss Emmeline Pierre. She did her bachelor's while a government minister, while in parliament. She did a bachelor's degree. She did a master's degree, and she started her doctorate. She's now pursuing a doctorate. And she did all of that while being able to take care of her family, her church activities. As you know, she's very deep in the church. Ensure that she goes around to her constituency of St. Andrew Southeast and interact with her people, hear their concerns, address their concerns, and so on. Held a government ministry at the same point in time, very important ministry at the Ministry of Education and Information. She was able to do all of that and pursue her studies. Somebody with one ministry that they barely had anything to do because they wasn't doing nothing in that ministry had to leave to go and study. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But
Yes,
go ahead,
that's
caller.
what I'm saying. But you see, Sheldon, my thing is that we will have a long-term problem if we do not pay a close emphasis, because so much things that happened yesterday and had before, and if we do not pay attention to that, now we go have problems and more problems incoming. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
All right.
Anyhow, have a blessed night.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
440-7377. That's a 440-7377. That is the number for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program. 440-7377. You have to call us direct. The WhatsApp is down. I know quite a few of you usually contact us via the WhatsApp. I'm going to take the machine home with me and try to fix it. Yeah, so that tomorrow night, yes, we're having Friday night program tomorrow night. But folks, I nearly forget, tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, it's Breadfruit Fest. That is taking place in Sunset City. Yes, indeed. Dr. Modest, where you? Somebody, tell Doc I call in. Tell Dr. Modest I call in. All you know, watch. If it's one MP, I could get if I tell Sister Kate Peters to call me again. If you tell Sister Emlyn Pierre, call we again them. But we know if it's one, once we say, we know we just hear them. Dr. Modest, you give us a call. Breadfruit Fest is taking place tomorrow. And folks, when you go to Breadfruit Fest tomorrow, they are also going to have a donation box on behalf of Brother Wayne Noel Turkey. Yeah, they're going to have a donation box up there. So you could put a little something in it too. All right, to help Brother Wayne Noel Turkey. All right, for his dialysis and so on. So they will have a box, a donation box up there. If you ain't see it, ask for it. They will show you where the donation box is. All your people are easy, I see one of the callers here, they're saying that the 500 drones is for the 500 houses that don't build. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello, good night, caller.
Yes, well, when you summon the caller, the caller has to answer.
Good night, Dr. Modest. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I always like to listen to the learned contributors to your program.
Of course.
So there are times when I'm not on, but there are times when I'm on and I just like to listen because there is so much wisdom being shared that,
these callers,
I have to sit at the figurative foot of these people and listen to them. And I cannot help but be amazed every time I listen to the program at the wisdom, the logic that these people give. Sometimes certain things, I must confess, I haven't even thought about it that way. They bring a different way, a different view of addressing, of looking at some of the games that are being played in Grenada. And some of the real things that would have happened in our past of importance that are kind of being sidelined and not given the due attention. These people really do bring them up to the fore. So I like to listen sometimes, especially when I'm a bit tired. I just sit and I take it all in. So I really want to compliment you, Sheldon, and compliment your callers, the subscribers to your program.
These are the people.
For the excellent contributions that all of you make, that you create the avenue and people just take it up and they run through that avenue to get to wherever they think, the topic should be leading. So kudos to all. And it's not too late to say happy independence. we're 50 years and one day older, and so much has been said. So I don't necessarily want to go into that because our callers are saying, the right things. So let's just listen on. I just a comment though. At one time we weren't hearing. I always call him Uncle Gary. We weren't hearing Uncle Gary name at all. It was a number of other people, and it was as though he didn't exist, as though he wasn't the one who navigated the waters, some very turbulent waters to get us there. But more and more, I think the people's voices are being heard when they assert that. So Eric Matthew Gary, I heard a caller say we have to call it the people right and not just true, honorable, all about, but so Eric Matthew Gary was the one who brought independence to our beloved country. And I'm hearing his name a little more and more now. So I'm happy for that. I'll leave it at that, and I'll let your callers do the rest. They're doing an excellent job. I am happy for the opportunity, and I know you still have the flyer, so I hope at some time you will put it up to inform, to advertise our Breadfruit Fest. I have always felt that sometimes I hear people say, the child not eating this and the child don't eating that and don't like breadfruit. And it seems to me that they think it's a hopeless case. But there are so many exciting, tasty ways that breadfruit can be prepared and that children do like. I hope this, Breadfruit Expo that we are going to have will really enlighten our people, our parents, our adults, our children. Yes, there are so many things we can make with breadfruit. Somebody tell me they're bringing breadfruit punch. I know a lady making breadfruit ice cream. Somebody's making breadfruit soup. Another lady is making some breadfruit drink. I don't remember exactly what it is. And so many things. Some of the simpler ones that we use more often, like the breadfruit salad, the fried breadfruit. They're going to be seasoned in various ways. We are going to be roasting breadfruit and selling stuffed breadfruit for you with all lovely, nice, tasty fillings. So, and there will be some demonstration. People will be taught or explained to how it can be prepared. These delicacies can be prepared to really stimulate the palate and give us satisfaction to the palate. I am hoping that that all Grenadians can come, those who live here, those who are visiting. I have also invited persons in the tourism sector to encourage persons to come and savor our breadfruit. And there are different species of breadfruit, different tastes of breadfruit. We're going to be having some recipes that we are going to give free of cost. We're going to have some recipe books that we're going to have just for a little donation from persons because printing does cost. And, of course, as I said, the demos, the demonstrations, so that people can learn a little more. It will be a wonderful experience, meet and greet in this season of independence so that we learn something more about what can be done about a food that we see so commonly available in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
All right, Doc. Well, we'd like to thank you so very much. What time does it start tomorrow?
Well, we start the food, having food available from lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go from 11, but our official kind of segment will start from about 4:30 because we want persons who would have gone to work to get the opportunity to, come and learn some things, come and listen some things. There's a learned lady from the Grenada Produce Chemist Lab who made a wonderful drink. she's going to come up with that, hopefully. But she tell me she's afraid to drive on the western side. So all now, I'm seriously looking to see if I can get some transport to take her up. But, oh, she was excited, and she'll be happy to present. We have C.A. Marisho College coming to do some things as well, their hospitality section. Nulo is going to be doing something as well of the hospitality segment in those places. We have 2 chefs who are well known, who are going to be enlightening us on some of the dishes that we can explore in the culinary field. So it is going to be a mix of competencies in the culinary field, and a great eye opener. But more than that, you know, our greatest resource is our human resource, our people, the friendliness, the warmth. Come and share. Police band, the Grenada Police Band will be on hand to deliver some excellent music, and you know the police band, Grenada Police Band, plays excellent music. Yesterday I really enjoyed their music in the park. Trying to think what again, but a lot of things are going to happen. We're even going to have some quiz questions on the history of Grenada, and there will be some little handouts, some little gifts and so on, to incentivize persons to learn more and to share more of what they know about our history. And of course, the prince will be there.
Yes, I talked to him today. He tell me he's coming up.
Our prince will be there. Our principal.
Yes.
Principal and Sister Shoma well-known entertainer in our country, and a number of others. Trying to remember those. I just want to use this opportunity to send greetings to Sister Akima Paul. She is not physically here, but she has, really made some very significant contributions, very important contributions to this Breadfruit Fest in terms of her knowledge, her ideas, and so on. And I want to hail her as a great achiever from the parish of St. Mark, and for Grenada, she has set a great example. She has blazed a torch in the field of culture, and of course, she's a lawyer in the legal field. She has shown academic excellence. So tonight, I want to really just applaud her and commend her. I had a long list to give in Parliament, but we only had 2 minutes. So maybe every now and then I'll call her name. But tonight is the Breadfruit Fest, and I just want everybody to come. Come and enjoy yourself, and come and see what Breadfruit is about. You're going to get oil down too. We cannot have Breadfruit Fest without oil down. But there will be other things to divert your attention, and of course to captivate your attention. And I can't wait for that stuff, rose breadfruit. I had some last year, and it was really good. I'm looking forward to it again. And for the people who love sweet, there'll be breadfruit pudding, as I said, breadfruit flan. So a number of things you can do for dessert, the ice cream. Come and taste our lovely Sunfest City Spicy Fest.
All right. Dr. Modest, we'd like to thank you so very much. We know once we call on you, you definitely will always answer. And
I'm a silent listener sometimes, but don't let me loose. I might take your whole program. Have a good night.
We don't mind.
You, Sheldon, and to the wonderful listeners and contributors to your program. God bless Grenada. Happy Independence.
Thank you so very much, Doc. Folks, you see, I tell you, all we have to do is call on her. All we have to do is say, Doc, and she call it. So, Breadfruit Fest tomorrow. I hope you all have your ride organized, your transport organized. And so I had to try and reach up a little early-ish because, I have to do the program tomorrow night. So I had to get up by a particular time and get back down with enough time to be able to do tomorrow night's program. Yeah? So even while we're doing the program tomorrow night, we could take calls from Breadfruit Fest. We don't mind. Yeah? But I had to go and get my fill of breadfruit. So you take a little bit of everything. You understand? Nice. And I will tell all you how it go. I know it does taste good, but I will tell all you how it go. You understand? Right. So Breadfruit Fest tomorrow, that's taking place at the basketball court up there in Victoria St. Mark, starting at 11 until. All right? Yeah, until you get your fill. So make sure you go on up there and you get your breadfruit. Those of you who are visiting the island, you may want to go up there and see the volume of things that can be done with breadfruit. Yeah. Not just the roast breadfruit, not just the oil dung, the vast variety of dishes that can be made using breadfruit. All right? And folks, yes, the phone line remains open, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? So remember, Breadfruit Fest is taking place tomorrow. That's another activity, you know. Let me see if I can find that one, or if that one has gone. No, not that one, not that one. Yeah, I think that one gone already. Yeah. Yeah, there was another activity, but that activity is no. Yeah, there's one taking place this Saturday. Yeah, so that is the New National Party New York Support Group. Yeah, so they're having their cocktails. Yeah, so they're having their free food and cash bar and thing, their cocktail evening. That's going to be taking place at 535 East 19th Street. Yeah, dresses casual chic attire and donations are welcome. So they're going to get free food. They're going to have free food. And then you just buy your drinks and so on. So that is the New National Party New York Support Group. They are having that activity, and that is taking place this Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday. That's the 10th of February. From 8 p.m. at 535 East 19th Street. All right, so make sure you head on out and get your nice little cocktail and thing. They're starting at 8 p.m. Nice evening thing, you know, nice little formal dress and thing, and you head on up to that one. And good evening, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Good night, Sheldon Scott.
Good night.
Good night to Grenada. Patty, Matthew, good night. I lay where I lie down at the top and sleep, you know.
Oh, Lord. I know it does good.
And me put that out in me so much.
And then you jump up.
I think it's Dr. Modest. Good night, Dr. Modest. She voice I hear in the sleep. I get up there.
Yes.
But yeah. How do you me put that out in me so we? Me put out in me anyhow. Dr. Modest, good night. I would like to get 2 rows breadfruit to send back in America. Sheldon, if you're going up, I'll give you money to get 2 rows breadfruit for me.
I'll check you.
I have a family member. I can't make it. If I could get 2 rows breadfruit because I want to send it in America. Sheldon, if you're going up there, I'll give you money to get 2 rows breadfruit for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Watts, good night. Dr. Mitchell, you look very nice. I look at you on TV, you nice suit, sir.
You look sharp, eh?
Hey, don't get me old at all. Yeah, you look so nice and lovely. I love you. I don't care what they say. They give me a hard time. You know, the talk today, everything is up. What go up just come down, you know? I don't know what do these people and them. Harassing me. You have a man on the terminal. Dr. Mitchell, he get that good work. And the man harassing me. I don't know what he want. Anyhow, Grenada, all visitors, a lot of visitors that come down, that pass and look for me. A man come all the way from Canada just to come and see me, and take me picture. He say he listening to me all the time.
Let me let them
so
know.
Much of people, yes.
Let me let them know I collect what he leave for
all
me.
From Canada, and the man just come. Oh, you, Mr. Me? I listen to you. And take me picture. I feel so nice. So much of people. My own people cussing me and telling me all kind of things. You know? But I ain't bothering me. Anyhow, Dr. Mitchell, good night, sir. I like that suit you had on. I love that suit you had on. You sit down like a king. Sheldon,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm well glad when you speak about Miss Pamela Steele.
Yeah,
That is a lady that know a lot of history about Grenada, and she deserve a golden medal, Miss Steele. I will always call Pamela Steele name. You hear me? That is a lady that take care of people in this country. Miss Steele feeding people every Saturday. You're gonna get a hot meal. Pamela Steele. And that lady work with all prime ministers that pass through this country. Pamela Steele. I know that. I know that. Anyhow, I love you all guys. And I'm saying good night. Good night to all everybody abroad. England, America, Canada, and to my children. Good night. They just listen, my children just listen. Yes,
course,
you have a woman that boasting because she children was working with this new government. I have my kids that is qualified children that have good careers, but they're not living here. And she always pass it and have something nasty to say. I, Sheldon, that used to be on the terminal. I've been selling all my life to send my kids to school, and I'll continue to that. Some of my children don't want me to be on the terminal, you know. Mommy, why you don't stay home? I say, boy, I'm a big woman, eh? That's what I do to send her to school. So I don't know why she problem. But I ain't go bother with her.
Of course.
I don't go bother with her.
Gabby,
I love what I do. I enjoy what I'm doing.
And you know people
I
just miss
enjoy
you.
what I am doing. Yeah. Dog, good night again. I love that suit you have one boy. They can't stop you. And that will kill them in Grenada.
All right, my dear.
Yeah, good night to everybody. I love everybody. If I have anybody that hate me, I still love y'all. Because I just take communion. I go and take the communion every Sunday. So I can't hate nobody. That is just me Scammy. I is Scammy and I will remain Scammy. And I will remain INNP. Nobody can stop that. That is what it is. I am not a hypocrite. I am not a hypocrite. You hear me? Miss Emily and everybody, good night. And Miss Yolande, I love you, darling. Sheldon, good night.
Good night, my love.
And the man, I want to, instead of pause again and drop a thing for you, I want to tell him good night because I know they're listening.
Yes.
A lot of them get stuck in Grenada, you know. A lot of them get stuck. But they buy one way, give them a one-way ticket. How they going back up, I don't know. Have a good night.
All right, my dear.
Bye. Love everybody.
Folks, yes, Kiami. Kiami said that people can't go back, they get one-way ticket bunch. Oh, well, they go come on a one-way ticket and all they don't know all they're going back. Come on. Kiami, don't take them on. You understand? We love you. So don't take them on. Just don't take them on. They go past, they go throw the water and all kind of thing. I mean, 6 are one, half a dozen are the other. Let it go in one ears and come out the next one. Don't bother with them. Yeah? You know that we love you. And that is the main thing. All right? 4407377. That's 4407377. And let me say this too. I find it kind of disrespectful to some of the people who does play the coming to tell people you can't talk or throw word at you and this kind of thing. Now remember something, you have three different, let's just speak about three of the different types of Grenadians you have. You have those who have gone overseas, who come back ever so often, who contribute to Grenada not just by sending back the funds to a relative to help them out here or help out somebody when they need here, but who also contribute in other tangible ways that get involved in things like Nurse Maguire, like my good friend at Noise Radio, like Alban and people like Mr. Watts and so on, and Patricia, Matthew, all of these people, my good cousin, and Mulan. Yeah, all of these people that come together and help Grenada, help Carriacou, help Petit Martinique. Not just at times when you're in need and there's a disaster and you come together and you say you're doing fundraiser and food drive and things to send down to Grenada, but they do that on a constant basis. They are consistent with their love for Grenada and their support for Grenada, whether it's sending stuff for the hospitals, whether it's sending stuff down for schools, whatever it is. They continue to take part. They continue to be a part of the development of Grenada. It matters not which government is in office. It matters not who is the prime minister. What matters is Grenada, and they continue to help regardless of what. Yeah? Then there are others who only feel that they should do something for Grenada when it's a particular government in office. And those are the ones who feel now they could come and just talk to anybody anyway and throw word for people and see people like Camille on the terminal and pass and throw word for her and that sort of thing. When they are not part of national development, they take no part. Yeah? They take absolutely no part. Nothing is wrong with not having come back to Grenada for the last 20 years or 30 or 40 or even 50. Nothing is wrong with that. If you have been helping and you've been assisting and so on, and you've been involved in national development, nothing is wrong with that. But to feel that, oh, listen, when Ivan hit, it's people like Camille and so that was here that had to face it, that went through the trials and tribulation, while Dr. Mitchell and his team got together to start the process of rebuilding Grenada. This year, we're marking 20 years since Hurricane Ivan leveled Grenada. And there are people that were saying it will take 40 years, it will take 100 years, or it's calling all kind of figures it will take for Grenada to come back. Yeah? But Dr. Mitchell and his team did the work to get Grenada back to where it is now. And you had many of you, and Grenada can never stop saying thanks to you, who are out there in the Grenadian diaspora that did your very best to help Grenada in a time of need. And there are many of you that even before that and outside of that continue to help Grenada. But there are some of you that only proud to be Grenadian when certain government in office. Some of you only proud to be Grenadian when some big activity or so happen. Yeah? And then you call yourself patriotic. That's why some of you hanging the flag upside down. Yeah? Then you call yourself patriotic. Right? We all should always be directly involved in the development and want to see the best for our country. Yeah? You know one thing I'll never forget? After the 2008 general election, I was at the ministerial complex. I remember walking into a particular ministry, and there was this staff member, because the NDC had taken over and so on, and they had been sworn in and everything. And I remember this particular individual in a particular ministry making a statement that has always stayed with me, because it showed me the mindset of some people that call themselves patriotic Grenadians. They said, my party in power now, I could do my work. So it means for the period of time before that, they were doing absolutely nothing. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Good night, my
Ooh,
dear.
at last I get through.
Yes, my dear. You go right ahead.
Hi, I'm calling from Long Island.
Wow, okay. Great.
Today's Thursday, right?
Yes.
Since Tuesday, what I saw with the Morris Bishop on the other side of the that $50 bill, this thing make me so sick. And then next, the amount of money that they spend for just a independence celebration, that didn't worth it, because we have a lot of people that is suffering in the country, and I don't understand why. Why is the economy realizing what they are doing? They don't realize eventually that will bite them in the butt later down the line. I find right now Grenadians, like, they must lock so much they can't even speak. They can't even say anything. I find it's time they should start doing something. They have to say something before the country go down. Kids is suffering, mothers is suffering, everybody is suffering, and I find that's not right. In Dr. Mitchell time, thing was so good, everybody was happy. 2008 was the worst, but when we come back in 2013, it was come back good again, and I was home during COVID time, and that was the best. No complaint. People didn't complain. Everybody getting money on time and everything. So I find people have to start doing something. They still have to do something. That's my contribution for tonight.
All right, my dear.
This thing was on my mind so much I couldn't take it.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy my independence yesterday because of that.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah.
At the end of the
it
day,
wasn't good.
You're a Grenadian, enjoy it. Even if you have
Yeah,
to enjoy it, just
I know,
put on your colors and enjoy it,
but
enjoy
I
it.
just didn't enjoy it because they spend so much money and then people is suffering. How can you enjoy that and I know people is suffering?
Well, yeah.
That's the thing.
Of
You
course.
can't be enjoying something and other people is suffering. You know, children have to go to school. They can't go because they don't have the seed and too much of thing is going on with this thing. And I find that's unfair. That's just wickedness.
Of course. All right,
Yeah,
my
that's
dear.
just
Thank
wickedness.
you so very much.
You're
Enjoy
welcome.
the rest of your night. All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, folks. And let me show you all something quicker because I think some people getting the thing tied up and talking about, because you see, some people just take the ideas from other countries and thing like, putting the the Carib stone art and so in a drone show, like what happened in St. Kitts on the 18th of September 2023 and them kind of things. So, yeah, it was wonderful to see it in Grenada, but, don't think that is Grenadian, the people here that came up with it. No, it was done in St. Kitts and them kind of thing too. Nice, isn't it? Yeah, it was done there too. So, yeah, it's not that is some... the logo even look kind of like ours too, you know. The logo look kind of Ushish kind of thing too. Outside a drone show, I find the logo looking kind of... The logo-ish looking kind of logo-ish like us. Yeah. So, yeah. No, I'm just putting this up because I just wanted you all to know. Yeah, because I see a lot of people giving the impression that maybe there were certain individuals that just came up with this. So you see where it came up from, including the ship that we see last night was a little different, or that's the same ship? Yeah, I think that's the same ship. Right? So yeah, just letting you all know. So it was nice, good, nice, all of that, nice, yeah, but wasn't the first one even in the region. That was in St. Kitts. Yeah, that was in St. Kitts and things. So just letting you all know, just letting you all know how the thing go, you understand? Yeah, and also, I know there was one in Jamaica as well. Where's the Jamaican one? The Jamaican one, yeah, that's the one that had in Jamaica and thing. Yeah, you understand? Yeah, that's the one they had in Jamaica and thing. You understand? Nice, yeah. So, yeah. So just to let you all know, yeah, that wasn't the first one. But anyhow, folks, I think that's about all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It is now 10 p.m. and I gotta get out of here. And in whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you. Remember, Breadfruit Fest tomorrow. You gotta be up there from 11. Yeah, you have to eat until you puff. So Breadfruit Fest, that's taking place up there at the basketball court in Victoria. They're going to be starting about 11. So anytime after that, you can head on up there and partake in the Breadfruit Fest. Also, folks, remember we will be having our program tomorrow night. We will be on with Talking Points, God's willing. So looking forward to interacting with you all. There were one or two things I want to speak about tonight I left. And we're going to talk about those tomorrow night. Yeah. We're going to talk about those things. Folks, also remember, as I was telling you all, we need the help. So remember, you can go to the page I showed you there. The 5, 10, 50, 100, whatever it is that you can donate. And you see how the thing does work? Nice, beautiful. All right, so folks, that's it for Talking Points for tonight. Whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you. My name's Sheldon Scott. I am out of here. And you know what? Let me take a Grenadian classic as we head out, yeah?
all you lovely people in Grenada, drinking rum and a coconut. There is something in your land that no one can understand. There is something in your hill, or is it your mango tree? You have something there that takes my heart away. In Ikanima, Tima, we are Grenadians, and who are you? Land of spice, where everything lies. Grenadians, may God bless you. You live in a sunny clime. It's forever summertime. If you want a lovely beach, it's always within your reach. You have some